All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got week 1 of the NFL, and we're diving into the Brazil game that is taking place on Friday. We got the Eagles taking on the Packers. In today's video, I'm going to give you my lean on the spread or side. I'm going to give you my lean on the total, and then I have 3 player props that I'm also leaning towards in this game as well. But as always, keep an eye on the pinned comment of this video to see if anything changes, what I lock in, or if you do just want to truly fade my final plays, they'll be listed in the pinned comment. So make sure to keep an eye on that. Hit that like button and that subscribe button as well. Before we do get into this game, I want to talk to you guys about Sleeper because they are just tossing discounts and free squares our way for the start of the NFL season. If you sign up today, you're going to get Jordan Love 0.5 passing yards, Kyler Murray 0.5 passing yards, and Aaron Rodgers 0.5 passing yards to throw into your slips. Sleeper is awesome. Each and every play that you throw into your slip is going to change the payout dynamically. They don't just follow the fixed payout structure like most other apps out there, and you're going to get 100% of your first deposit match. So go ahead and check it out, guys. They're going to have tons of discounts throughout the season. I'm honestly loving Sleeper, and I have been for like 2 years now. So take it from me, if it's available in your state and you're not on Sleeper, quit sleeping. Wake up. Go check it out. 100% of your first deposit matched. That link is in the pinned comment. It's going to auto-apply all of these. You're going to get the free squares as well as, obviously, that deposit match. So go ahead and check it out. But let's go ahead and jump into this game. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. If you're watching this before the Thursday night game, our video is posted for that as well. But let's focus on this one here. We have the Eagles taking on the Packers. Let's start with the spread pick, and it seems fairly straightforward and fairly easy for me here. I'm leaning towards either the Eagles on the money line or the Eagles minus the 3 points. If this we could get at 2.5 or something like that, I'd definitely be in for that. But as of right now, I think this Eagles team is just better than a field goal amount against this Packers team. Now, you can make the argument that this is in Brazil, it's a foreign place, it could be a little wonky. I actually think that might aid towards the Eagles even more. They're a more experienced, more veteran team than this Packers team. Now, don't get me wrong, this Packers team went off towards the end of last year, right? They really made a run for it, but I'm going to need to see a little bit more proven from them, especially, I guess, on the defensive side of the ball against a team like the Eagles before I really do jump in and say that they're amazing and they're so good. Like Jordan Love, good quarterback. Does he string another season of good play together? We shall see. But this is not a video meant to rag on the Pack or anything like that. It's more so pumping the tires of these damn Eagles. They lose Swift. They lose Kelsey, right? But they make some serious adds, adding Gardner Johnson, Devin White, Saquon Barkley. Like, this team got better this offseason. I don't care what anyone says. I know they lost a couple key pieces, but overall, they still have their core. They still have a decent offensive line, even with the loss of maybe the best center in the league last year, right? But, you know, decent defense. I'm not going to give them too much credit there, but one of the most talented offenses out there. Smith, Brown, Goddard, Saquon, Jalen Hurts. Like, I just don't see this Packers team being able to stop them. So give me the Eagles here minus the 3 points again. I think they got better this offseason. The Packers, with their additions and losses, sure, you can still make the argument they're a very good team, but I just don't think that the Eagles level. So this is not a video meant to rag or fade the Packers. It's more to entirely back the Eagles this season, which I think that they're, if they don't pull some normal Eagles stuff, right, the Super Bowl team. One of my Super Bowl teams this season. So Eagles minus the 3 points is going to be lean number 1. Make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if we do ultimately end up rolling with it. The total sitting at 48. Now, I want to give both offenses credit here, and they have hit the under actually in 7 of their last 10 meetings, but in football, how much does that really matter? Their most recent game was back in 2022, so obviously way different teams. I don't mind the over. Now, I don't think that I'm as likely to pull the trigger on the over as I am, say, Eagles on the money line, but last year we saw a defense in the Packers that was 10th in scoring, a defense in the Eagles that was in the bottom 5. Neither one of them are all that efficient in the red zone when it comes to defense. This Packers team did shut down the pass a lot, but sucked at stopping the run, so there's holes in both of these defenses no matter how you want to cut it up, right? Even if you want to make the argument the Packers are the better defensive team, well, Jalen Hurts and Saquon should have a field day against them on the ground, right? And plenty of that is to be said for the Eagles as well. The Eagles, one of the worst pass defenses last season. Maybe some of their defensive pieces that they added helped that, but overall, there should be gaping holes in the defense on both sides, regardless of draft picks or added free agents. So I don't mind the over. I kind of wish it was right down at like say 43.5, 44.5. I get it. Obviously, we want a lower line, but 48.5 seems a little bit too high, but not enough for me to consider an under here. So I'm going to lean towards the over as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the player props. We're starting it off with a wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers and a guy that absolutely made us some money last year. We're looking at Jayden Reed here, over 3.5 receptions. I considered his yards, but I just don't think it's as consistent, and he's a slot receiver, right? Or at least he's going to get a lot of time in the slot. They're going to use him in different sort of formations and whatnot, and over 3.5 receptions right now for -120 on FanDuel, -125, all these kind of fair odds. He hit this in 9 of his last 10 games to close out the season last year. He's exceeded 3.5 receptions in 9 of his last 10, like I just mentioned, which is a 90% hit rate. Shout out to Outlier for the insights, making it super, super easy on this tab right here. We'll open it up in a new tab. They just load plays that you can find and give the odds that are trending plays against sort of bad defenses and whatnot. Super, super cool. And by the way, if you guys want Outlier, link in the pinned comment, 7 days free to this tool. But what did I just mention, right? This Eagles defense, not a very good pass defense last year. You can see passing yards, 31st allowed per game. And Jayden Reed is a slot receiver, particular slot receiver, right? And that's what we're kind of focusing on here. The Eagles allowed the second most fantasy points to slot receivers last season. I used fantasy points there because it kind of can combine yards, touchdowns, receptions, all the good stuff, right? Instead of just breaking those out. So I love the fact that they were able to go and allow slot receiver receptions and points and catches and yards, right? And Jayden Reed going to get a lot of position there. Now, they also targeted him plenty. He was a top 10 targeted, or 11 maybe, in terms of wide receiver 2 or slot receiver targets. He's not really one of the outside guys, so that helps us out here. I think that he's going to get plenty of targets. And even look at this, right? Romeo Doubs still there. Jayden Reed, second in targets last season. Christian Watson's probably going to be a little bit healthier, and I get all of that, but still, this is going to be the check down guy, the guy that they kind of get involved. So for him to catch 4 balls, 1 per quarter, does not seem all that outlandish. Averaged 4.5 receptions per game to close out the season last year. Hit the over in 61% of games, but you can see he definitely started to get going towards the back half of the year when the Packers started to get good. Why would they mess with what was working? Now we move on over to Saquon Barkley here. Now there's a few things that I'm looking at. His touchdowns, I got this at +110 on H to H. If you guys don't know, that's a show that I do with Tassos. You can get it for -110 over on DraftKings. They still have the best deal possible out there. So I don't mind going 0.5 for -110, but I almost want to go and head over and just look at his receptions, over 2.5. This is a Packers team that allowed plenty of little dump-off passes to running backs last season, and Saquon's a great runner, but we know he's super versatile, and I don't see a reason in which he can't grab 3 balls. Last year against the Packers, he caught 3 balls. He also had 2 touchdowns. So both of the stats that I'm looking at, 0.5 touchdowns, as well as over 2.5 receptions, he cashed against the Packers. Now it is a little bit different being on a different team. That much is obvious here. You can see DeAndre Swift only got 9.3% of the targets, but Kenneth Gainwell was there too. And Saquon Barkley, better than both of these guys. I know there's some Swifties out there, but different Swift. 16.3% of the targets kind of up for grab here. I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of moves his way in there and takes some, I guess, targets from Goddard or something like that, being a guy that can catch out of the backfield. So Saquon, 2.5 receptions. I like that. Again, this is a spot in which I like his touchdowns as well, but kind of stinks that I did already get it at +100, but didn't have it in the video. I shared that in H to H, but didn't get it in this video. But overall, Saquon, over 2.5 receptions and scoring a touchdown, that could be passing or receiving, is going to be something that I like, as well as Jayden Reed over 3.5 receptions. And like I mentioned, DraftKings has some of the better deals for those Saquon props there. If you do want to check out DraftKings, they have some amazing deals going on right now, including, you guys go ahead and bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets instantly into your account, and 1 month of NFL Plus premium subscription. So go check out DraftKings. I'll also post a link in the pinned comment to that. They have a deal for the Thursday night game as well, so if you're seeing this in time, if either Derrick Henry or Travis Kelce score a touchdown, it's a +100 play. I think it was like -1. I don't even know what it was, but +100. It says it in the graphic there. But yeah, bet $5, get $250 instantly into your account. Seems like a pretty damn good deal to me. But to recap here, I like the Eagles. We might go safe on the money line instead of the 3 points. It's -140 right now. A lot of juice for football, but you know, we're still in MLB mindset, so maybe that isn't all that terrible. I don't mind the over. That being said, it is a high number. Jaden Reed over in receptions, that's 3.5, and then Saquon to score a touchdown and or Saquon to get over 2.5 receptions. And that's going to wrap it up for this Friday game. Our next NFL video, at least from me, will be the Sunday slate. You're going to have Trey's NFL picks. You'll have Tassos' Sunday Night Football as well as college football. And then my Monday night picks will be on the way as well coming to the channel. Tons of content for this NFL season. So hopefully you guys do appreciate that. But if you did, hit that like button on the video. Hit that subscribe button as well if you are new. We're going to be pumping out tons of NFL content. And I'm geeked up, I should say, actually, and excited. We're still doing NBA. Still got college football on the channel. Still got WNBA. We're just adding on a ton of football, which is absolutely awesome. But that's all from me, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.